Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Professor O from ChartAddicts. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Today, I just wanted to go ahead and just cover a few setups, we're looking to execute on, potential opportunities. And, with that being said, let's just go ahead and go on to the charts. Just want to make this call short and sweet for you guys. Want to go ahead and start off with AUD pairs. Gonna go ahead and start off with AUDJPY. Okay, the reason I say that is I'm liking how it's looking on the higher time frames. All right, you guys. So we always like to start on the higher time frames, and you guys can see we're on this upward trend. After we broke this downward trend, okay, our MA's crossed, signifying bullish control. Okay, and if we scale down to a lower time frame, like the 4 hour, you guys can see we are heading back to a potential fourth touch of this trend line. All right, and scaling down even further to the 1 hour, you guys can see we do have some potential slowdown, potential rejection. So I like to see price reject on at least the 4 hour daily before we go ahead and execute on this pair. All right, same with AUD, NZD. All right, we did call a buy down here last week. All right, you guys can see we had that strong impulse, and now we are back at this left shoulder. You guys can see we have the inverted head and shoulder, the left shoulder. We have the head and the right shoulder. All right, so we can see a potential bounce or break situation. If it does bounce, I like to see it break this channel. The reason I say that is just going off a higher time frame. You guys can see we are back at this well-respected yellow zone, which is also the 61.5. Okay, so this AUD, NZD, CAD CHF. All right, we're finally back at this well-respected zone. You guys can see we have a lot of wick rejection, a lot of price rejection from this zone. So I like to see, okay, another potential entry to the downside. First move, potential 80 pips. Okay, just simply by looking at this setup, you guys can see we have some slowdown and potential engulfing. All right, so if we have a nice daily candlestick closure, all right, that engulfs the previous one, I'm definitely going to enter some more positions on this trade. All right, CAD-JPY, we did have a break of this well-respected zone and the trend line. Okay, you guys can see it is also an inverted head and shoulders. We talked about this in our previous calls, so we'd like to see some further continuation. All right, Euro AUD, we did call this buy down here. You guys can see we are in profits. We were looking to buy up to get into a better selling position. All right, TP would be this region over here. You guys can see it's a nice extension zone that is in confluence with our trend line. All right, other pair, same with Euro NZD. Very similar. Like to see a deeper retracement before we can sell to these TP areas over TP1 over here, TP to the bottom of this zone. All right, NZDJPY, it's looking like AUDJPY. Okay, they're very similar since they're commodity-driven currencies. Okay, and you guys can see we had this strong impulse and a flat correction. You guys can see we are currently triple topping. It did tap our stop loss, but I'm still not convinced. I still believe we could get some potential new highs just simply by going off the higher time frames. All right, you guys can see that we could potentially get back to this trend line up here. Okay, and let's go ahead and NU. Okay, we did call a sell on this, and it is in profits. Okay, we said in our previous calls, if we get back to this region, we'd like to see some rejection. We did have some strong impulse to the downside, and just simply scaling down to a lower time frame, you guys can see we had to break up this trend line. All right, impulse, flag, impulse, flag. So we'd like to see another impulse, okay? And USDJPY, all right, we did go over this pair multiple times on past calls, so you guys can see we broke our downward channel, strong impulse to the upside. All right, we got that retracement followed by the MA's crossing, so we'd like to see a continuation. All right, TP would be these green zones. All right, so I'm definitely looking to swing this position all the way back to the top of this region. All right, and last pair, I want to go ahead and go over gold. I'd like to see it definitely correct down to 1365. All right, strong region, and the price tends to magnetize towards these strong areas. Okay, so price is, guys, just by simply looking at the past, you guys can see that we have a lot of wick rejection in this zone. All right, so we'd like to see price definitely come back to here. And we can see a potential break or bounce situation when we get there. Okay, so just scaling down to the 4 hour, you guys can see we are currently on this downward channel. All right, so I'd like to see it, price break, retest, continuation. All right. And for those of you who like cryptos, I am keeping an eye on Ripple right now. I am seeing a potential buy on it. It's an inverted head and shoulders. All right. And I'm seeing break, retest, 61 fib. I see 1, 2, 3 touches, which is in confluence with our extension regions. All right. And keep in mind, this pair has a high pip count, so risk management is key. And just want to make sure you guys are aware. All right. But other than that, I just want to keep the call short, sweet. If you guys have any questions on why I mark my charts this way, any questions on how I use my indicators, anything like that, please, don't hesitate to contact us. Appreciate everyone for being a part of everything. So God bless.